is happening, Magnus sites? I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this, and I think we need to talk about this and discuss this. A principal self-deleted at Disneyland by jumping, and he left a letter that I definitely want to read and go over. The New York Post has a story about it, so let's check this out. With Jason David Frank having passed away a few weeks ago because of the same thing. He didn't do it the same way, but the same thing. It's something had to do with a wife. I think we should take a look at this. So, the California school principal who jumped to his demise at Disneyland after leaving a chilling note decided to end his existence because of a toxic relationship with his abusive wife, his daughter, and said in a shocking new interview. First of all, don't go harass anybody over this, because you don't really know what was going on behind closed doors. A lot of men end themselves over something that has to do with a woman when they really don't have to. I mean, whoever has to. You never have to do that. And I get that you can go through a lot, but let's continue. Christopher Christensen, 51, who had been the principal of Huntington Beach, California Elementary School for 22 years, took a fatal leap Saturday, 2 days before he was due in court on child endangerment and battery charges. Yes. Okay, this, because I saw some in the letter. In a new interview in the Daily Mail, 26-year-old Brittany Christensen, one of the three children from a previous marriage, claimed his current wife, Marlena, had been the abusive partner and accused her of tearing up the family. Marlena has been very difficult in our family for about the last year, and we haven't had any contact with her, Brittany told the outlet. I just now started regaining contact with Chris over the last 2 weeks, and it's been really great. He'd been trying to figure out how to leave her, she said. Wait, that's his daughter calling him Chris? That's his daughter? 26-year-old Brittany, one of his three children. That's okay. He'd been trying to figure out how to leave her, he said. In my opinion, it seems like this in his mind was his way out of the relationship. Christensen had pleaded not guilty to the child endangerment charges after his November 15th arrest and was released on $10,000 bail. In the lengthy Facebook note, he blamed the flawed legal system. He explained they recently got into a heat. Okay, so let's check this out right now. Actually, it says here the daughter also shared with the Daily Mail a series of text messages Marlena allegedly sent after an argument in April. Your horrible, disgusting excuse of a daughter and sister, go find your dad, play the hero, but it's me he will be missing in the morning, Marlena reportedly wrote, according to the outlet. Now, there's no context to that. I don't know what's going on with them. So, Brittany also alleged that Marlena caused $6,000 worth of damage to her car after an argument during which her dad tried to split from the wife. The daughter said she filed a police report about the incident at her Costa Mesa home. It was unresolved because she didn't admit to anything, but we had footage from her doorbell camera leaving the house in the middle of the night and then coming to my apartment where my dad was staying for the night and taking his car, Brittany told the Daily Mail. So when we woke up, my dad's car was gone, and my car had been keyed on every panel, she said, adding the wife has shown a consistent pattern of manipulation and inappropriate behavior towards my family for some time now. Brittany said that despite her late father's comments about the things being great in the marriage, the relationship is actually toxic. The grieving daughter added, in my opinion, it was a slow chipping away at my dad's soul for much longer than just 2 weeks. She'd done a lot personally to my family recently, to myself, to my husband. So there's a lot going in that is very complicated. After Christmas's death, Marlena wrote on Facebook that none of you know the full story. I'm living in a nightmare and trying to grieve. Chris was the love of my life, and I'm crushed that would happen. I didn't make him do this, and it's not my fault. I am not sick. I just know in my heart what's true, she wrote. Okay. So, let's take a look at this because, yeah, I think this is the most important. Most of my followers are men. And I think that a lot of you will identify better, with this coming from a man's point of view. So let's talk about this and see what happened. And any female viewers, a lot of you will probably understand this too. And it'll help you to understand men more. So let's go over this. It says here, I hate when people leave this earth with so many unanswered questions. So I hope this provides some insight and perspective. Well, this is definitely premeditated. He definitely knew that he wanted to leave details on what he was going to do. This is my wife, Marlena. Yes, you heard me correct. Now, I don't understand if did a picture come with this post or something. But anyway, most of you don't know this, but we privately married 3.5 years ago. Marlena and I love ended up. Why did they do that? That's interesting. Is she a mail order bride or something? Marlena and I love and adore each other, and our relationship has been amazing up until recently. Excuse me. Unfortunately, 2 weeks ago, she and I got into a heated argument at home in front of the girls. Tempers were flared and strong words were exchanged between us. However, never in this exchange did I slap or hurt Marlena in any manner, nor did I ever touch the girls. I have never and never will. I love the girls like my own, and they know that, and does everyone else, as does everyone else who truly knows me. Okay? So we see that an argument is seemingly so far what sounds like made him, no, not made him, caused him to, I guess, come to this decision. I don't want to say made, but I don't even want to say caused, but, because a lot of people call it selfish and cowardly, and I understand that view. And I saw something somebody wrote talking about how other countries have different perspectives, and I thought about that, and I was like, wow, really is perspective on something like this. Culture-wise, culturally, you can do one thing in a culture and it's fine, and do it in another culture and it's not fine, Unfortunately, Marlena's anger got the best of her that night, and she called the police, which landed me in jail that night. Yes, me, a man who has never hit or harmed anyone in his life. So, can you go to jail for not touching anyone in a domestic dispute? Someone help me out with that, because that's what he's saying happened. If not, that's nuts. I've heard of police asking the man to leave. I've heard of the fake stuff where a girl might hit herself, and then when the police get there because she's got a scratch on her face from hitting herself, or she's red in the face or whatever, got a bruise because she hit herself, it makes it look like you did it. And then you go. And I talked to a policeman, and he told me one time, he said, when we get to a domestic dispute, whoever doesn't have the bruises or scratches, that's the one who's going to jail. I'm like, but you don't even know. See? Flawed. That's flawed. And I understand that in certain situations, like you can definitely tell like something happened. I get that, but what do you do about the people who fake it on another person? All of a sudden you got a record and all this other shit. I think that it's safe to say that Marlena truly regrets making that call, because the events of that night have completely unraveled both of our lives. I am on the brink of losing my job, as I am out on administrative leave until my case is resolved. However, the legal system is extremely flawed, especially against men and fathers, and it's sickening how quickly and easily an innocent man can be thrown in jail based on zero evidence or proof. Well, we've definitely seen that. People get accused of stuff in the media, especially when guys are accused of stuff, and it's like, you believe it right away. People are guilty until proven innocent over here. People destroy people's lives with those fake, fake accusations, and I've heard how horrible it can be for men in the judicial system in divorce and dealing with children. In fact, take a look at the attached screenshots of Marlena's message to my friend about the matter. She too had no intention on having that night come this far. She knows I would never hurt her or the girls, and she too has been trying to clear my name with little success. Again, the legal system is deeply flawed, to say the least. So here I am, writing my final Facebook post to all of you. I need you all to know that a gentle, kind, loving, and sincerely good man has been destroyed by one unfortunate night. You know what's crazy about this? He seems very calm, polite, and articulate about this. To me, a lot of these notes that you may read online, there's a lot of troubling, the way they write it. It feels dark, depressing, troubled, like they may be out of their minds or off or not emotionally stable or mentally stable. You can just tell. This seems like a total rational person wrote this. You know what I mean? Like, how can you come to that decision and rationally think that that's what you're going to do? Like I said, I get it. Man, divorces can destroy a man financially and emotionally, and you can feel like your children and your life and the love of your life is being taken away from you. I get all that. I do. But I don't think that is the answer to take care of your problem. And it's even worse when they take themselves out along with their family. You know what I mean? It is really unfortunate. This is not me. But you're doing it. You know what I mean? Now this is a little screwy to me, because it's like, well, if it's not you, and you know that it's not you, then get the help you need. This is not something that I have ever thought would happen to me. Unless he was talking about the whole getting arrested thing. With all of that said, I truly loved educating and leading thousands of students and families as a principal in FVSD for the past 21 years. I've made so many wonderful connections with families over the years, with those who know me closely, how much I cared for students, staff, and families. Please remember for all the good I brought to the world of education. To all of my musician friends, thank you. Thank you for performing with me over the past 30 years. We've had a blast performing all over and creating such fond memories together. Music has been a wonderful outlet for me, as it has allowed me to have a different creative world outside of a day job as a principal. I am sad to say that the last night was my final performance. However, I went very well, and I am proud that my final performance was a success. I've always loved performing, especially during the holiday season. I'm going to miss it dearly. But by the way, let me tell you something. For guys, guys where your masculinity means something to you. I know that this day and age that they're trying to breed the masculinity out of men and make us really soft. However, to you guys out there that have thought about taking yourselves out over a woman, think about that for a second. Seriously? For the guys who their masculinity really means something to them. Okay? Come on. Come on. Like, I've always thought, I'm like, shit, even though I had the thought for a split second with a couple of breakups, and I'm telling you, for a split second, no. Ain't no way that chick's gonna make me do that. Gonna drive me to that. There's no way. Now, I would, if I would, man, look, it'd have to be a monster. It'd have to be a monster. Remember how Vasquez went out in Aliens? Yeah, how Vasquez went out in Aliens. That's what it would have to be. You know what I'm saying? I ain't playing. You know what I mean? Come on now. No, because I can find another one as good or better than you. There is no way. No way. And I'll fight you tooth and nail for the kids. Even though I might lose. You get what I'm saying? There's so much more I want to say. But I'm going to spend the rest of today reaching out to the closest to me and let them know how much I love them. This is not an ideal way to go out, but at least I get the chance to say some final words to those who I love and adore. And for the women too watching, don't over some dude. You can find another dude that treats you as good or better and looks as good or better, has a good job as good or better. Don't do that over no dude. Always remember, if you did it once, you can do it again. If you got a good dude once, you can get a good dude again. You might have turned into something bad over time. You can get a good man again. Take care, everyone. Please, please, please be kind to one another. Treat each other with kindness and grace. There's too much anger in this world, and people need to start treating each other better. What I've shared with you above is a prime example of how anger can really have a long-lasting and extremely damaging effect on a person's life. And that's it. Man. Let me tell you something. First of all, and it says right here, if you are struggling with thoughts like this or experience mental health issues and live in New York City, okay, well, that's because this is New York Post. I was going to give the hotline. Okay, you get the 24/7 national hotline is 1-800-273-8255. Okay? So, a few guys wrote me when the whole Jason David Frank thing happened and told me that they were seriously contemplating it when I did the video. And told me because I did the video that it saved them. A guy wrote me the other day and told me he was going to do it, and the gun jammed. And his friend was something with him and his friend called him. It was something wild. Well, he's still with us today too. Yo, listen. I'm 45 years old, which I can't even believe myself. I'm 45 and I've been through enough. Trust me, guys, it gets better, especially when you make improving yourself in your life your passion. When you take it into your hands is when you truly realize how much power you have. You gotta really realize that. Once you realize that every decision you have made in your life is what got you to where you are, that's when it's like, okay, it's my decision making. A lot of you like to blame it on a boss, a job, a family member, a friend, a girl, a man, whatever it is. You like to blame it on other people. But when you sit there and listen, think to yourself, a lot of people show you who they are and you don't believe them. When someone shows you who they really are, believe them. When a job shows you what it truly entails or what it might be becoming, believe it. I became really stressed out this point in my life when this one job was stressing me the hell out. I saw the writing on the wall, but I chose to stay because I really loved it. And then by the time it hit me and started to affect me, it was almost too late at that point. I was already on that downward spiral into depression and stress. And I finally left. I finally left. I was good, and it's been the best, one of the absolute best decisions I ever made in my life. Same thing with ending certain relationships, leaving certain women. Okay? And my life has gotten infinitely better in a lot of ways. In some ways worse with being in certain industries. However, my life is way better than it was years ago in more ways than it is worse in some ways. You got what I'm saying? So there's going to be, maybe always going to be a certain amount of garbage in your life with stuff and stress in your life with stuff. However, when you take it upon yourself to build yourself into the ultimate version of yourself, imagine that, being the ultimate version of yourself. And just think of sometimes, if when you start to become successful, and even when you, like for example, you could be successful now, but feel like you're downward spiraling, right? But then you could be like, well, think to yourself like this: what would the me that was in his 20s think of me now? Yo, I'm telling you, in my experience, I mean, for you, you may be younger than me, so like. You might have to say, well, the 15-year-old in you, or some of you are older than me. You might be in your 60s and have problems, and you're thinking, well, what would the 40-year-old me think? Let me tell you something. When I think of because I'm thinking of this, the 22-year-old Tyrone, which is kind of where I was, I guess you could say, in my physical prime and my kind of my dating prime at that time. That dude would be blown away with who I am and what I do and who I know and who I'm friends with and who I've had a chance to meet and, my financial, status and just he would be amazed at what I've been able to accomplish in, 10 years. He really would be. So think about that for a second. A lot of you have come a very long way. And there's going to be these hiccups. And there's going to be these bumps and dips and valleys. But are you man enough to climb out of them? Are you? And if you're not, get the help to be that. The best athletes in the world have coaches. We have coaches to help them be the best that they can be. And the best in the world, like if you're a businessman, they have business coaches. You know what I mean? They help them with different aspects of running the business. They may have a real estate coach, an accounting coach. You know what I mean? There's all these different coaches that help them to run the business properly. Motivational coach. You know what I'm saying? I get it that when your masculinity means something to you, doing it on your own means something too. But we all become our greatest form through other people's help. Well, whether it's your mother's love or your father's teachings or your teacher's, motivation or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? We're an amalgamation of several different people on this planet. No one did it completely by themselves. You got what I'm saying? Even someone may have written a book that you used to by yourself become a financial guru. That person still helped you. You didn't just do it. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Maybe there's some super geniuses on the planet that have literally had no one else motivate them, no one else teach them anything, no one else show them the ropes, no one else do anything for them. But the majority of us that are successful on this planet had coaches and teachers and people to motivate us and inspire us to be the best. You got what I'm saying? So this guy hit a very deep valley. And it's still reading this is just like I can't believe how calm. And he's like giving a motivational speech at the end. Please, please, please be kind to each other and this and that. And I'm just like, please, please, please don't jump at Disneyland, which is supposed to be the happiest place on earth, right? That or Disney World, right? Or both of them, whatever. Come on now. Why would you do it? See, that's the thing. It's like he sounds really rational here, but then what he did was very irrational. I mean, some of the reasons here he put are irrational. He's not in his right mind. If you're thinking thoughts like this, you're not in your right mind. It just depends on the severity of it. You could be severely mentally ill, or you could just be going through a little downer. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? But you need to talk to somebody. All right? Call the hotline. Talk to a friend online. There's plenty of things for it. You know what I mean? There's websites you can, write emails to. There's a lot of stuff out there. Do not let this happen to you. Because he left the world sadder. You know what I mean? For all the people that know him, he left the world sadder. And some people are kind of like, oh, I'm going to do it. And watch, they'll see. They'll all be sad that I'm gone. Yeah, but life moves on. How long are they really going to be sad for? A couple of years or so? You know what I mean? And then they move on. You know what I mean? Like, I think I've said all I need to say at this point. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all thought. Hopefully I've been helpful. Become the ultimate versions of yourself. Always be striving to better yourself in every single way. Don't become bored with life. Find new hobbies and new things to do. Oh, you mastered yoga? Okay, go on to Tai Chi. Alright? Join a CrossFit class. Alright? You want to knit? Start knitting. Then start crocheting. Alright? Then know how to maintain your lawn all by yourself. Watch all the lawn videos. You want to learn to rock climb? Start rock climbing. See what I'm saying? There's just so many different things you can learn to do. Okay? Never seen all of Arnold Schwarzenegger's movies? Okay, start from the beginning. Watch every old, obscure movie you never knew he was in. Watch all the movies that Arnold Schwarzenegger was in. Like, come on, guys. There's so many things that you can learn on this planet. Cooking, skiing, fitness. So many things out there. Music. Learn to play an instrument. Alright? Learn to play every instrument on the planet. That'll keep you busy. Alright, learn to proficiently play every instrument on the planet. You don't have to be a genius at it or an expert. Learn to proficiently play, well enough. You know what I mean? Try that. Alright, start with the string instruments. Okay, then move on to the woodwind instruments. Okay? Like, there's so many things to enrich your life with. Do not let stuff like this take you out. If you don't want to go through this, learn the law. Learn the law like the back of your hand in your state. Okay? So that you know in every situation what your rights are. What you can do, what you cannot do. Understand it before you get married, after you get married. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's those who prepare, those who fail to plan to fail. It's true to a certain extent. You can wing things for a certain amount of time, but after that, you're going to have to learn some stuff. You got what I'm saying? So, for 10 years, I winged it at YouTube. Like, I didn't take any classes on it, didn't watch any videos on how to grow your channel so that you get millions of subscribers. I didn't do any of that. Excuse me. Now at this point, I've actually thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I should get a YouTube coach. Maybe I should find someone that's offering YouTube coaching to take you to the next level. I mean, it ain't damn bad for 10 years, I did what I wanted on YouTube, figured it out on my own, just did what I wanted to do, and I've got, 1.9 something million subscribers. And I make a nice living for myself. I have a chance to meet several famous people and influential people, and a lot of people watch me and know me and come up to me on the street, say hello, and write me and tell me how I saved their lives, and they love my entertainment and all this other stuff. And I've had a chance to be in independent movies and lended my voice to certain projects, and it's been great. This is all just doing it, a guy that loves making videos. But now, well, you know what? Let's talk to somebody who take me to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there was actually one YouTube channel I was going to write to ask them for their help, but they don't do it no more. And I love this channel. So I'll find another one who's, bigger and badder than me to help me along. But, even if I never get any help or get a coach, I'm still doing good. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm still doing good. But it's like, we all need something to take us to that next level. So post comments down below. Let me know what you all thought. If you enjoyed my thoughts and discussion on this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. A lot of you are not subscribed. You want me to get to 2 million? You gotta subscribe. 10 million subscribers.